After the fall of the Han Dynasty in 220 CE, China was once again unified under the Tang Empire that rose to power when all hope was lost. The first emperor of the Tang Dynasty was Li Yuan and was the emperor from 618 to 626 CE. Under his rule, there was equal amounts of right for each adult. There was trade, money system, and set of laws that lasted into the Ming Dynasty. Around 8th century, the Tang Dynasty reached its peak of wealth, power, and the golden age of arts, like painting, sculptures, and more. But one of the most remarkable things in the history of Tang Dynasty is having a woman rise to power. Empress Wu Chao reigned from 649 to 683 CE. She had a steady grip on the government and gave women more power in the Tang court. We will see and discuss the power the women had in the Tang court through the different forms of art.
During Tang Dynasty China, the Tang court women were very high and noble. They didn't do any real labor, so they did various things around their palace in their daily life, like weaving silk fabric, walking dogs, and playing board games. Various painters like Zhang Huan and Zhao Feng are famous for painting court women during the Tang Dynasty. This is a painting by Zhang Huan of the Tang court ladies making silk. For a girl in the Tang court, it would be a rite of passage to make silk. At one end of the painting, you can see the 4 ladies stretching out the silk and ironing the silk. They would iron the silk using a charcoal stove, which you can see in the middle of the painting, next to the woman in the blue. The 3 ladies on the other end of the painting seem to be pressing the silk using wooden poles. The ladies in the middle of the painting look like they're just socializing. This is a mural of the Tang court women in their daily lives. Looking more and more into the mural, you can see the different things that these women did as hobbies and activities. In the lower part of the mural, you can see that these women would garden and groom and water the plant life inside the palace. Aside from gardening, they would also practice music, as you can see in the top left corner. They also enjoyed playing with dogs, as you can see in the top right corner of the mural. They would often play with dogs a lot, using a wand with some string at the end of it. Other Tang Dynasty paintings feature Tang court ladies with dogs and other animals like cranes. The court ladies also play games that require strategy and thought. The woman in the painting is playing a board game called Go, which was a very popular game during Tang Dynasty China and even through the Ming Dynasty.
Sculptures have helped us become aware of women's independence and power during the Tang Dynasty. There are sculptures of women on horses, and some even playing water polo. This is a sculpture of Yang Gaifi, who was the beloved consort of Emperor Zhongzong. During an Anlushan rebellion, the emperor's guards demanded that he put Yang to death. They believed that Yang's cousin, Yang Gozong, was to blame for the rebellion. The emperor reluctantly ordered his attendant to strangle Yang to death. On a side note, there were some issues with this modern sculpture of Yang Gaifi. Tourists decided to take pictures groping it. They were slammed on social media, according to an article I read. I guess that's enough justice for assaulting some concrete. This guy seems pretty excited about it. Even though Tang Dynasty was not as patriarchal as other dynasties, and some of these sculptures show a happier version of women, they still belong to a lower order than men, and female independence was impossible. Even if a woman found a niche and was able to live without a man, she would be defined by being husbandless.
Thanks, Kyle. Now we're going to talk about the most important topic of the whole video, the fashion. A big thing to start off with was that the clothing women wore in the movies about the Tang Dynasty were portrayed as very low cut, pushed up chest, and very flashy, which isn't entirely true. As you can see in the pictures, their clothing weren't exactly like the ones in the movie. The women wore hufus, which were low cut, not very low cut, I mind you, with a high waistband. The common garments of the ladies comprised of short shirts or jackets with long sleeves and long dresses, or long-sleeved shirts with long skirts and short shawls. The hair during this era was fashioned to cover up the temples as well as outline the face. It was also coiled in a bun and referred to as cloud bun, gazing god's bun, or flower bun. I guess you can say even the women back then knew how to slay and be better than the boys. Boom. Mic drop.